Defend yourself against DDoS attacks by hiding your true IP address with ExpressVPN, and visit my custom link expressvpn.com/ghilliemaster in the description to find out how you can get an extra 3 months free. Well, the Money Fronts DLC is coming up on 3 weeks old now, and usually I don't end up doing these review videos until like over a month after the DLC's release. But with Money Fronts, it kind of just came and went very quickly, and I feel as if I've already completely digested what the update has to offer, enough that I feel confident in making a review video all ready for it. So we'll be talking about the good and bad parts of the DLC, going over the gameplay content, vehicles, quality of life changes, and more. And let's begin by going over the gameplay content, shall we? We got the 3 new businesses, the Car Wash, Ghillie Tours, and Smoke on the Water, each with their own set of legitimate missions and money laundering jobs, and then of course the 6 Mr. Favor work that is constant between the businesses. The money laundering jobs are really nothing too special. They are essentially just free mode work that we've already seen, but with a fresh coat of paint. You know, go to a certain area, collect a certain thing, bring it back to base, or go to an area, kill guards, then leave the area. I understand with it being seamlessly integrated into free mode that they can't really get that crazy with it like they can for the scripted missions, so I will cut them some slack there, but it really is just more of the same. I do, however, like that they're trying something different than just giving the missions cooldowns with the heat mechanic, to where it works as a kind of reverse cooldown and you have to clear the heat every now and then to continue doing the missions. I do still think the heat system could have been fleshed out a bit more with some more mechanics to it though. It would have been cool to see some sort of risk and reward style of system where it becomes much riskier to do business as the heat goes up, but you end up getting more money from the missions in the end, and the heat doesn't completely stop you from doing business. And then maybe you have raids that happen. Now I know people get PTSD when I say business raids, but this would be different because it would be entirely on you the reason you'd end up getting raided because you made the choice to keep doing work while your heat level was high. Like, it wouldn't just be a random thing that happens like it is now with our businesses. And maybe the gameplay would work as you go back to the business and you have like a shootout with the cops inside or something during the raid. Or maybe they take your cash and you have to go to the police station to steal it back. And they could have a new police station interior to use the other police stations instead of just the Mission Row one all the time. Just something that expands on the heat system that makes it more dynamic and more fun. Because in the current form of the businesses, they are just not worth grinding for money unless they are being boosted by event weeks. The flat earn rate of money per hour by default is pretty bad in comparison to a lot of other activities that we have in the game right now. The little buffs they do give are nice, the Ghillie Tours buffing the hangar, the Car Wash buffing the Cash MC business, and the Smoke on the Water buffing the Weed MC businesses. Those are all nice little passive bonuses to have. And the Ghillie Tours letting you spawn your own personal helicopters at the helipad is also a very nice quality of life update that you get for owning the business. The Mr. Favor work they also tried something new with, which I can appreciate. The secret mission challenges that the game tells you nothing about makes the missions more interesting with the optional objectives. And the stealth section with the dogs in the first mission is also a new mechanic, even if the stealth is still pretty bad. The problem with the Mr. Favor missions though is that there just isn't any point in playing them more than once you get that tier 4 challenge done. Once you have that done and completed the optional challenges for each of the missions just one time, why would you ever play them again? On hard mode, even if you do all of the optional objectives, you get paid around $40,000 max for missions that take 10 plus minutes sometimes. So you're paying $1 million plus to do missions that pay you like $40,000 at best. And I know I'm basing my criticism here off the payment alone, and it should be based on the gameplay content that you get for the missions. But the satisfying part of replaying heists or any mission in the game is feeling rewarded for doing so. And the fact is that the reward just isn't there for the Mr. Favor work. It's also stupid how we can't choose a specific mission to replay. We are forced to play them all in order every single time, so you can never go back and replay the one that you might have missed a challenge for. Which to me sounds like a design choice put into place just to waste the player's time and pad out the playtime of the update. I almost forgot, we actually did get some other new gameplay content in the form of free mode delivery activities. Most recently, the armored truck deliveries, and with the launch of the DLC, the quickie farm deliveries. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of sick of delivery work. First, it was the taxi work where we take customers around the city and drop them off, which is essentially delivery work. Then it was the pizza delivery jobs where we take pizza and drop them off at various spots. And now it's the quickie farm delivering medical supplies in a BMW across the map, and the armored truck delivery jobs where we deliver more goods in a slow-moving truck across the map. And none of these activities are worth doing for the payment they give, but you can do them from a level 1 character if you want, so I understand that. There's like no upfront investment needed to start these. And I'm not against us getting these kind of RP style jobs or activities. I just wish we had more interesting ones, with more interesting rewards tied to them. Why not introduce the paramedic missions from the older GTA games, and we eventually end up unlocking the paramedic outfit that so many people want, by the way. And along with that, the ambulance for purchase that maybe we can actually customize and add performance upgrades to. And a brand new permanent ability that lets you regen health up to 75% of your max HP instead of 50%. That would make them worth completing and grinding out. Or the vigilante missions from the older GTA games. You walk up to any police station, and you can choose any of your own police cars to start them up with, so it incentivizes you owning a police vehicle. And if you don't own one, you'll just use the standard police cruiser. And it's just the vigilante missions from the older GTA games, obviously, where you chase down criminals nonstop until you complete the mission. Or maybe they even get more complex with it and have you raiding different building interiors and houses, trying to take down the criminals that are inside of them. And at the end, you unlock a new cop outfit, an unlock for a new police car, and a permanent buff to your body armor that makes it 2 times stronger. Everyone knows how weak armor is in GTA Online, pretty much 2 bullets and it's gone. Getting that permanent buff to the armor would make for not only a great reward to make them worth doing, but also offer a nice quality of life change in general for armor in the game. And on the PvP side of things, that would probably allow you to consistently survive homing rocket blasts if you pair it with BST, thus making the explosive spam meta not as prevalent. It would incentivize headshots and actual gunfights again, which is something that the game sorely needs. Moving on, let's discuss the vehicles of the update. This might be a hot take, but the Money Fronts DLC had one of the most boring batches of vehicles in a DLC that I can think of. Just my opinion, of course, but I think most of the vehicles either suck or are just uninteresting. The 2 that I do like are the Rapid GTX, because we don't really get that many Debauchee vehicles, and I think it looks cool, aside from maybe the front looking a bit odd. And the police bike, because I've been wanting a police bike for a while now, and I think they did a good job with it by giving us customization options for it instead of it just being the same police bike that's been in the game for 10 years. I know a lot of people like the Sentinel GTS. To me, it's just the Cypher Mark II. I would have much rather had the Sentinel from GTA 4. I think that one's way better. The Suzume, just another electric supercar that has 0 personality and is ugly as hell, quite frankly. Can we please just stop getting these overpriced electric supercars that are subpar in performance? The choices for the HSW vehicles leave me also confused. The Karen Woodlander, an SUV getting an HSW upgrade, and the Tampa GT, a muscle car that is extremely difficult to drive with its HSW upgrade. Compare that to the Banshee GTS from the last update with its HSW upgrade. The Banshee GTS is one of the coolest vehicles that they've ever added, in my opinion. And with HSW, it's fast as shit. I would have much rather have gotten HSW for an existing supercar like the Entity XF or the Adder. Imagine the Adder from 2013 becoming the fastest car in the game with its HSW upgrade. Or an HSW bike. The only HSW bike that we have in the game right now is the Hakuchu Drag, and that was, what, 3 years ago when Expanded Enhanced first came out? Where is the HSW Shinobi or HSW Baddie or really any other HSW sport bike? Both of those, either the supercar that we already have, like the Entity XF or Adder, or an HSW bike, would be entirely more interesting than the HSW Woodlander. The Rapid GTX would have also been a very perfect candidate for armor plating like the Champion has. With none of these new vehicles having any armor plating, they are just not usable in a public session with how prevalent explosives are. We need to be getting at least one vehicle that has some sort of armor plating and a lock-on jammer each update. And surprisingly, we already have gotten most of the drip feed vehicles, so yeah, for me, at least the vehicles were a letdown. Maybe you guys think differently, but just me personally, none of them were too exciting, and I probably won't be driving any of them really ever. We did get some nice quality of life improvements with this update. Being able to finally skip cutscenes has been a very noticeable improvement. Getting rid of the box fill cell mission was also a W change, even though it took forever to get here. It should have been taken out years ago. And the RC car nerf was also long overdue. That's a huge change. I haven't really seen too many RC spammers since the update dropped. They do tend to drop good quality of life updates with these recent DLCs. The problem is just waiting 6 months to get these quality of life updates between the DLCs. But at the same time, the fact that they patched another helmet and mask glitch and they nerfed the Titan, even though it technically was a bug fix, it just made the Titan more fun and a better vehicle, because now the Titan is a whole lot worse. Especially paired with the nerf to its cannon range for some reason that they changed a while back. Overall, if I had to give this DLC a rating, I would probably give it a 6 or maybe a 5 out of 10, 5 or 6 out of 10. The content just doesn't have a whole lot of staying power. Like I said, outside of event weeks, you're not going to be wanting to grind the car wash stuff if you're looking for peak efficiency when it comes to money grinding. We also didn't get any new weapons, which is a disappointment. I always like to see new weapons in DLCs. They're fun to play around with, especially when they're unique and not just another pistol or something. Let me know what you guys think about the Money Fronts DLC down in the comments though. If you had to give it a number rating out of 10, what would you give it? If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.